A hairline crack in a brake drum, a faint hiss of air somewhere under the trailer. To most drivers, invisible. To a CVSA inspector with thermal imaging, that's your rig getting sidelined at mile marker 0. I'm going to show you how to find those defects before the inspector does. Not just run a checklist, actually see what's wrong. This is how professionals inspect. Let's get into it. Here's the problem with standard pre-trip checklists. They were designed for a different era. Modern CVSA inspections in 2026 now deploy thermal imaging cameras that detect heat signatures from dragging brakes before you even step out of the cab. Acoustic sensors can pinpoint air leaks as small as a pinhole while the truck is still rolling into the inspection bay. A standard checklist says, check brakes. A professional inspector says, show me the drum, let me hear the system. The financial gap is brutal. A failed roadside inspection means a violation on your CSA score, potential out-of-service status, and a tow bill that starts at $1,000 before you've even called your dispatcher. That's before we talk about the liability if something fails on the road. So today, we are shifting your mindset. You're not a driver running a checklist. You are a forensic mechanical inspector, and this is your crime scene. Let's start at the wheel, specifically, the brake drum. A cracked brake drum is an automatic out-of-service violation, but hairline cracks don't announce themselves. You have to go looking for them. Here's the method. First, visual sweep. You're looking at the outer edge of the drum for any dark line that runs across the cooling fins. A crack will look like a thin shadow that doesn't wipe away with your thumb. If it does wipe away, it's dirt. If it stays, that's metal. Second, listen during the air build. When your system is pressurizing, a cracked drum under stress can produce a faint metallic tick or pop. Not always, but it's a red flag worth noting. Third, check the drum thickness at the wear surface. Drums that are worn below minimum specification will fail even if they look clean. Keep a brake drum gauge in your toolkit. It takes 15 seconds per wheel and it has saved careers. Professional standard, inspect every drum, not just the visible ones. Walk around, get low, use a flashlight. The air brake system is the most critical safety system on this truck, and the most overlooked during pre-trip. After your air builds to governor cutout, usually around 125 psi, kill the engine. Let it sit. Watch the gauge for 60 seconds. A single vehicle system should lose no more than 3 psi per minute. Combination vehicles, tractor-trailer, no more than 4 psi. If your gauge is dropping faster than that, you have a leak. Find it before you roll. Now here's what separates a basic driver from a professional. Walking the airlines. Run your hand along every airline connection you can reach. Glad hands, trailer connectors, the lines running under the frame. You're feeling for moisture or the slight vibration of escaping air. On a quiet morning, you can often hear a leak before you feel it, that faint hiss that sounds like wind but isn't. Also inspect the air dryer. A contaminated dryer means water in your system. Water freezes. Frozen airlines in a mountain pass at 2 a.m. is not a place you want to discover this problem. Do your full air brake check every single pre-trip, not just when it's cold, not just on long hauls, every time. A professional inspection follows a route, not a random walk around the truck. Here's the structure. Start at the driver's door, check the cab, mirrors, seat belts, gauges, all controls. Then drop down and work your way around the vehicle clockwise. Engine compartment first. Fluids, belts, hoses, battery. Look for anything that is cracked, loose, or leaking. Move to the front axle. Tires, tread depth, sidewall cracks, valve stems. Wheels, lug nuts, hub seals. Brakes, as we covered. Along the driver's side, frame, fuel tank straps, exhaust, no leaks at the joints. Airlines, follow them visually. Rear of the tractor. Fifth wheel. Is it locked? Slide it. Test the release handle. Look at the apron. Cracks in the kingpin area are a critical defect. Trailer connection, lights, all of them. Glad hands, connected and sealed. Landing gear, fully raised, crank handle stowed, trailer brake, roll test confirmed. Passenger side, mirror of the driver's side. Come back to the front, you're done. This full circuit takes 15 to 20 minutes when done correctly. That 15 minutes is your insurance policy. Here's what I want you to take from this. The drivers who never get sidelined at a roadside inspection aren't lucky. They're thorough. They found the cracked drum last Tuesday in the yard, not at 6 a.m. on the interstate with an inspector watching. You now know what to look for in a brake drum. You know how to run an air leak test. You know the route that covers every critical system, in the right order every time. That's not just passing the CDL pre-trip test. That's the real standard, the professional standard. If this was useful, share it with someone who's still just checking boxes. And if you have a defect you've caught during pre-trip that saved your run, drop it in the comments. I want to hear it. Drive safe. I'll see you in the next one.